evening. My name is Lucy, Doc City, and this is BI Norwegian Business School presentation on the programs. I leave the floor to Francisco Jose Barbosa Escobar. He's enrolled in the program MSc in Finance, and he's from Nicaragua. And then Carlos Hugo Salgado Belechi from the Bachelors of Business Administration in Brazil. He will tell more about his own experience. So welcome again. Welcome to our speakers. And I leave the floor to Francisco. Enjoy the webinar.
Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We'll talk a little bit about BI Norwegian Business School. As you know, we're located in Norway, and we're a leading business school in Europe. And we have 3 accreditations. So we're part of the top 1% of business school in the world. And we're the second largest business school in Europe with 4 campuses. And we're independent, non-for-profit, and we are focused on research and teaching. We have more than 20,000 students in our 4 campuses in Norway and 1 in Shanghai. We have 8 research departments. As I told you before, we're very focused on research, and each of these departments have their own research centers and research departments. So we have the Department of Finance, for example. It's in the top 10 of research according to the UT Dallas ranking. So we publish a lot in finance. We have a very international department with very bright professors. As I mentioned, we hold the 3 most important accreditations for business school. This is our EFMD, EQUIS. We also have the AACSB and AMBA. This gives us a seal of quality. Besides the national accreditation university can hold, we have international accreditations that as a quality assurance for us. And well, we're very international. We have 1,800 international students with 200 partner schools all over the world, including Latin America. And 20% of our students are international. This varies, of course, depending on the program, whether it's in the BBA or the master's program. So some programs have a greater diversity in terms of nationality. And the BBA program has 60% of international students. And faculty is also very international. We recruit faculty from all over the world, top schools, and this, of course, also changes depending on the department. And we also have exchange agreements with different schools all over the world, including China, Sweden, also Latin America. So we provide a lot of opportunities for our students. And we have very international programs. We have 7 full-time Master of Science programs, 2 Bachelor of Science programs, which is the BBA with our 3 specializations, which Carlos will talk more, and a 1 pathway program with Jönköping. This is a program that prepares you to come, first prepares you in Sweden, like pre-bachelor's program to later follow up the bachelor's in Norway. So it is, as I mentioned, 1 year at Jönköping, plus then the 3-year bachelor program at BI. So you need an IELTS of 5.0, and we have 2 tracks. We have an English track, which you need a higher level of English, and we have the general studies. And this has been a very interesting program because it targets countries or students that are not there yet in terms of requirements.
And you get the chance to live and choose Scandinavian countries, which is a very unique experience, I would say.
It is a very interesting experience, and when we have them here, it's always very nice to see their experience and their lectures as well. So we always hang out, and it's a very interesting program and experience for them and for us. And of course, it's not all academics. So we have exchange opportunities. with different schools, as I mentioned. We have internships, both optional internships and mandatory for some programs. So you get exposed to the industry, to real life during and after school. We also have the summer school. These are specific topics that our faculty select, so they're relevant topics at the moment. We have different student societies. We have academic societies and as well as sports, and there's something for everyone. And of course, career services. This department works a lot with the companies and try to get students into the real world, both before and after. And of course, we have study guidance and counseling, which is always important, especially if you're outside your home country. And well, now I leave it to you, Carlos.
So
tell us about your experience.
Talking more about the student life here, so we have a pretty active community here, pretty active student. We are pretty active and the day-to-day basis of the students here. So once you come to BI, you usually have an orientation week where you get to know more of your colleagues, get to know more about the university, and you also like have some activities where you can socialize, have some parties, some different things you try to do with students. We also have some career fairs where you meet different companies from all over the world and Norwegian companies as well. They come and talk about the possibilities the students may have with them further on for internships or even for be hired after graduation. So we once a month we hold something we call a dinner, which is a dinner that the BI gives out to the students. A lot of international students like to go there, so we socialize. We usually have some teams like Mexican food, or maybe when we celebrate like the people who make birthday during that month. We usually have some company-specific presentations here as well, some Norwegian and international companies who come here to talk to us as well. That's something really nice. And we have something we call the BI International Case Competition, where companies bring to us like cases they need to solve, and we as BI students, we try to group and see what we could do for this company, something really nice that gives us the chance to also work with different business schools around the world. And our international alumni network is very engaged. We have people meeting all over the globe. We have meetings in Shanghai, if I'm not mistaken, as well. People who went to our Shanghai campus as well. So it's a pretty active community in general. So about the programs themselves. So more about the business administration, the BBA. So that's a 3-year program. It's pretty international, as Francisco said before. We have more than 77 nationalities on that program. You have 2 years of what we call like the basic cycle, I would say, where you learn everything about accounting, microeconomics. You have some electives as well. And on the 3rd year, you're able to choose one specialization. So you can either go for finance. As Francisco said, our finance department is one of the best in the world right now. You can either go for international business, where you get the chance to do an exchange program abroad, maybe go choose between the more than 150 business schools we have partnerships with. Or you can go for the shipping management track in Norway as well. As you know, Norway is a very recognized country in this area. So you have opportunities for internship, for exchange. It's a very complete program, I would say. And we're now starting this on this fall intake. We're going to start our Bachelor in Business Analytics, which is a program that focuses on data analysis, programming, statistics, big data, all the teams that are involved now. It's a very modern program. It's a program that like I went to Brazil and they said that like it's a extremely modern program. It will take quite a long time for this program to get to other universities, I would say. So also have opportunities for internship and exchange in the program. So for the admission requirements for most Latin American countries would require students to have a high school degree plus 1 year of university and one English test it could be either TOEFL or IELTS. We also accept Cambridge CAE, so TOEFL 78 or over, or IELTS 6.0 or over. So the priority application deadline ends in March the 1st, and the application portal is it's open after this. It's all an online process. It's free to apply and it's very intuitive, I would say. Very easy.
It is an easy application.
It's very easy.
It's an easy process.
Yeah.
That won't take time away from you,
and it's all done online, which is
all done online.
Yeah. You would need these documents. So it's a copy of your transcript and diplomas, your English test, a motivation letter, a CV, recommendation letter, A financial plan, which is nothing more than a form that you fill in saying how you're going to pay for your education, and a copy of your passport. So you just upload all of this on the application portal. You don't need to send anything by mail. It's all done online. Very simple process.
And if your transcripts are not in English, you need an official translation.
Yeah, that's true.
To allow us to assess the application better.
So more practical information. So the cost of living here in Norway is around $14,000 US a year. That's for of the exchange rate in October 2018, if I'm mistaken, but that goes for 116,000 kroners a year. The student permit, in order to apply for it, is also a very easy process, all done mainly online. And students here in Norway, they can work up to 20 hours a week, which is something that's really helpful. I work, you work, so we have a lot of opportunities here when it comes to work as students. So the academic years on the fall semester, they start in August, ending in December, and the spring semester starts in January and end in June.
And the study permit, it's very, very intuitive. It's very easy.
And you get
very straightforward.
Yeah, the student permit allows you to work 20 hours a week, which is a very good work.
Great.
Yeah. So housing, we guarantee housing for international students applying before May the 1st for it. Our housing is mainly off campus. We have one housing unit nearby, which is BSN, which is BI's housing. That's 5 minutes away by walk. Francisco lives there. It's really nice. And we have a variety of housing options here in Oslo and Bergen as well.
Which are handled by the Student Association.
Yeah, SAO.
So it's a very comprehensive network dedicated to help students in their studies.
And it's really important for the students to know that they are guaranteed housing if they apply before that day.
Yes.
Something really nice. So the tuition now for the BBA program, the Bachelor in Business Administration, is around 82,400 kroners, which is around 8,720 euros a year. And for the Business Analytics one is the same. So when it comes to scholarships, BI has a very generous scholarship programs. We have mainly 2 types of scholarships based on merit. So we have the BI International Baccalaureate Scholarship, which is related to the IB diploma holders. It targets IB diploma holders. And we have the Bachelor International Scholarship, which targets more of the general public. And the application deadline for it is also March the 1st, when the priority application deadline is. So why Norway? It's a question we get quite a lot, and I think it's very easy to say why. It's a very safe country. It's a very stable economy. You have very low unemployment. It's a country that's in the edge of sustainability. It's a very happy country. It's one of the best countries in the world to live. And English is the main language here. I barely speak Norwegian. He barely speaks Norwegian, and we do
just fine.
We do just fine. Yeah, like we can work here. We have a lot of opportunities for students to work. I'll be going further on my experience later, and I'll be able to detail to you how easy it is to find a job in Oslo, how easy it is with the study permit that Norway gives us, and how Norway is the best country to go to.
And don't forget gender equality.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
We are Norway's pioneer in terms of gender equality, and you notice it. You notice it in the streets, in your workplace, in the studies. It's a very comprehensive type of well-being, country-wise. So it's extremely nice.
So here are some photos of Norway. This is Oslo. You can see the opera there.
And they're always building new stuff.
Yeah.
This is the main entrance of the campus. It's a beautiful building. It is a beautiful building. That's the inside of the building in summer.
So people come here and they say it looks like a shopping mall because it's so beautiful, so open and everything. And this is the harbor, Akebrygge.
This is the place to be in summer.
Yeah, for sure.
People swim in the harbor, and it's very fun. And you have a lot of restaurants there, which are very nice. And the mountains. Let's not forget the mountains.
Yeah, it's really nice. Fjords here. So now I'll talk a little bit more about my experience with BI. So a little bit about me. I'm 20 years old now. I was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So I went to international school in Rio. I did the PYP and the IB diploma. And then I decided to come to BI, Norwegian Business School. I'll explain to you why later. and I'm now doing the Bachelor of Business Administration here. I'm in my second year, and I'm working as a student's assistant on the International Recruitment Office, and working especially with Brazil. So in Brazil, I went to international school, as I told you. I did the IB diploma. So many people ask me, why did I choose Norway? And my decision came after a lot of research. So in the international school, well, I had a lot of my friends who went abroad, so I always had this wish of going abroad, studying abroad in general. And the main tools we used for this was like researching in the business schools ranking, especially the Financial Times ones, and also we look for triple crown accredited schools. And I always used to see BIs on this rankings, and I always thought like, yeah, it might be an interesting choice to go to BI to Norway. It's like, and when I started looking more about the country really. I really fell in love with the country. It's a country where I have like great opportunities, a country where like you're treated well, you're very welcome. It's a very open country to foreigners, and that's something that really struck me when I saw it. So after I discussed with my family, we also saw cost. BI is much more affordable than other business schools, and they don't lose the quality. It's a very good quality business school, much more affordable. It's very well ranked on the Financial Times ranking, for instance. It has very good accreditations, and my choice for BI came from this. So I decided to apply in January 2017, and I got accepted.
And the application's free.
And the application's free. That's something to remember. So when I came here, I was very like I had never been to Norway before that. And I was really impressed with the country, everything working perfectly, the very developed country. So I came to BI and I was impressed with the campus. You can see like a photo of the auditorium there on the presentation. Like the structure of the campus is perfect. We have like the library, which is like open, and you have plenty of options of where to study. You have like people to support you all the time. It's a very good environment to study in. The quality of the institution, like I could see that all that stuff that I was seeing online, there was a very well ranked institution, a triple accredited institution, all of that I could see when I came here, because I saw that it indeed was the best choice for me. My first classes were awesome. I usually say that classes here you really learn by doing. It's a much more practical approach. I remember on my first accounting classes, like we went straight to Excel, learning how to do budgeting, how to do cost models, and you really learn by doing something that's really different from what I had in Brazil. Like you used to be on schools and learning a lot of theory and that stuff, and here you really learn by doing something really, really nice. You enjoy it. I say it's really. I never thought I would enjoy studying as I do here. It's really nice. They build this experience in order for you to enjoy it at the same time as you're learning. And there are plenty of job opportunities in Oslo. BI has plenty of student assistance jobs opening every year. Mm-hmm. I easily got a job as a waiter once I come here. And as Francisco said, English is the main language here. If you go to businesses, the service industry in Oslo mainly operates in English. So it's really, in my class, the BBA, where most of the students are international, the majority of them, they find jobs quite easily. They can go there and find jobs at hotels, restaurants, pretty easy. The salary is pretty decent. You can really pay for most of your living expenses working 20 hours a week, something that you cannot see in many parts of Latin America and other parts of the world. That's something really nice. And the schedule here, like it kind of cooperates for you to work at the same time. You get free time during weekends where you can work, and I would say that they all, like both the Norwegian government and BI, they all like help you on this very much.
And working hours are perfect. You still have time to enjoy life and study. And group work, it's great. So you have a very holistic environment.
That's true. So a bit about today. So I'm on my second year now. I've had a good academic performance so far. I had new opportunities now. I'm working in the International Recruitment Office, helping them out with Brazil and also other parts of Latin America with recruitment in general. When people ask me what I'm going to do now for the future, I don't know. And what I like to say is that I have plenty of options. I could stay here in BI, maybe apply for a master. We have very well ranked the master of finance that Frank is doing is a very well ranked master. Is a master that I would like to pursue further on. So what I like to say is that I have plenty of options, and I know that BI prepared me well for anything. BI is preparing me well for me to take any of my choices.
Pursue for the world.
Yeah, for sure. So
yeah. So we're very active in social media. We're on Facebook, of course. We have a blog for student life, just called Life of BI. You can see it at the end, which also has an Instagram account. So here, what we try to do is post experiences of students. It's a student-driven social media account. So you'll see a different perspective than what school management provides. It's an inside look.
For those from Brazil, we have articles from students from Mexico, from Brazil, lots of students from Latin America.
Yeah, and we have very, very good posts that help you before and after you're here.
Yeah.
We recently have a post on housing. So we detail the map of all the housing options, their cost, and the cost of living as well. So it is very nice. So do you have any questions?
Yes, we should start with the questions because I see a lot of them and very interesting ones. I want to say thank you to Francisco and Carlos. Thank you for taking the time to being with us and to explain all about BI to the participants. It's been very exciting to hear from you that are students and that live BI every day of your lives. I want to remind our participants that in the following days, you will receive an email with all the information that you need to get in touch with Francisco, with Carlos, with BI, so that if you have any questions about your own background, about the program that suits you best, that suits what you want to do in the future, you can contact BI directly. So let's start with I think it's a very interesting question, and I also want to know. One of our participants, Francisco and Carlos, is asking: does it get very cold in Norway? How do you cope with living in winter and staying there? What is it like?
So we have a saying here in Norway that's like there's no such thing as bad weather. There's what there is bad clothing. So it's really easy. It's not difficult. Winter in Oslo is not that harsh, I would say. You have like that 1 or 2 weeks where it's like colder, but still like people have this concept that you are staying outside all day, but all of the places have heating, and the metro has the subway has heating and everything. So it's great for winter sports.
Yeah. Yes, and it does get cold for like 2 or 3 weeks at most. It's -20.
Yeah.
The lowest, but that's a very short period. But you do need to be prepared. Yeah. You need layers, and it depends on you. For example, I love the cold. I have friends that it's really not cold for me, but they do need a lot of layers, and you need to be prepared. And very good immune system, so you need to cover up.
Yeah. Okay. I come from here. I'm used to like 40 degrees. I'm used to going to the beach all day, but like you really fall in love with it. When you come here, it's like a bit strange, but then you go like have a jacket and everything, and then you go like skiing and you see like how nice it is. So you go across the skiing and like go up the hills and walk, and it's really nice. You really enjoy the winter, I would say. It's not a problem. It's something you can enjoy.
Yeah, it is very good. You do need to be aware of ice, but that's it. It is very good.
That's very good to know. Do you have any other tips for our participants about living abroad, being away from family and friends? Anything else that you can recommend to those interested in going to BI to study there?
What I usually say, like it's really difficult, especially for me. I'm Brazilian, and as I said, most of the participants are Latin American, so I know how it is to be away from family. pretty hard, but I think that the fact that I'm here, that I'm well, I'm studying a very good institution. I have a good job. I'm leading my life very well. Like, I think that makes my family really very proud and happy, and that's worth it for me.
Yeah. I think at least for Latin America, time scheduling, talks with your family. For example, if you miss your family, becomes important in terms of timing, and keeping your finances in order. It's very important. Norway is expensive, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
So you do need to take good care of your finances, and yeah, just it forms you, it shapes you, I believe.
Yeah, and that's something a lot of people believe, that Norway is expensive, but once you are here, the opportunities you have to work, it makes Norway seem like a much more affordable country than people would otherwise think. Here you can work, here you can, we have a lot of scholarship opportunities, so it really becomes an affordable country with time.
Yeah. And practice your cooking skills.
Yeah.
Food outside is expensive.
Okay.
So you have to go to IKEA and buy some pans and cook.
Yeah, basically noodles and chicken, because I don't know how to cook that much. But
that's good to know. It's very important. So practice your cooking skills, everyone. We have a question from Tiago. He's asking about the age limit for the NBS program. He says he's 34. Could he apply to the NBS program?
the Master of Business, you mean?
I suppose you mean to Norwegian Business School, BI Norwegian Business School?
Yes.
Is that are you planning the BBA program, or?
He didn't specify. He didn't specify. He just wrote NBS. Okay. Send another question with the program that you're interested in, and then we will get back to the if there is an age limit. About the English level, we have an anonymous participant saying that his or her English level is not very good. Can she still apply for the programs?
Well, as Scarlett's mentioned, we do have thresholds for the English level, and you need to be aware that all the courses are in English, all the group work will be in English, so you do need a good proficiency, both to understand lectures, interact with your classmates, and participate in class, as well as presentations. So you do need a good level of English. If not, first of all, that's a requirement, and if not, you will have double the struggle in your courses, because you'll have to basically learn English and deal with the studies. So you do need a good level of English. If it's speaking, you can improve that, but you can practice that. But you do need a good proficiency.
Okay. Roxana, yes, we will send to your email everything about this meeting. Yes, Thiago says he wants to apply for BI. Is there an age limit in general?
We don't have age limits per se, but we do take into account your background. So we don't want to put you in a program that doesn't fit you or that you're not prepared to. So you do need to fulfill all the requirements and assess yourself what is it that you want to do.
Okay, so, yeah.
And if you have work experience, it might not be the best idea to go into a bachelor's or a pre-experienced master's, because it's not at your level. So you need to assess that as well.
Okay, so Thiago and everyone else that is interested in knowing maybe what's the best program for you, what program suits you best, I invite you to contact BI, tell more or less what you have studied, what you have done, and then they can for sure directly direct you to a certain program, a certain course. So feel free to contact the admissions department. What else do we have here? Oh, okay. A question from Ernesto. Please tell me about internships. What companies can someone take an internship in? What can you tell us about that, guys?
So we have internship options both for the for the bachelor level and for the master level. So the student should come up with an internship offer, and we will take this into account.
Yeah. For the internships, we have specific internships posted. You do need. We have different companies in all industries. It can be both finance, marketing, all types of work of industries and positions. You do need a B average in the semester to apply for that. So it's a broad range.
And we have plenty of internship opportunities in English as well.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's very good. Guys, let's talk a little bit more about the scholarships. Jessica was asking before if the scholarships for international students are closed until next year. She thinks that she missed the deadline on March 1st. We had another question about how can I get a scholarship? Can we summarize this topic for participants?
The application deadline for scholarship is indeed March the 1st. Is the same deadline as the priority application deadline, and so she might be able to apply for scholarship for the next intake in fall 2020. But for the process, you would need a specific motivation letter for the scholarship. So you need to write a letter talking about why you deserve the scholarship, talking more about you and how this relates to you getting the scholarship. So we would ask for, apart from the motivation letter you're applying with, you also should write a letter for the scholarship.
Okay.
Yeah. And the scholarships are merit-based, so we will put a lot of emphasis in your academic performance. Also, extracurricular activities form part of that, and your international experience. But we do want a holistic profile, and academics play a very important role, of course.
Okay. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Is there a test to enter BI? Is there a logical test?
For the bachelor's, we don't have any standardized tests. For the Master of Science, we do require either GMAT or GRE, in addition to the English proficiency test, so TOEFL, IELTS, or TOEIC.
Yeah, if you come from a partner institution in Latin America or any other part of the world, you may have a GMAT waiver. So I know that in Brazil, for instance, we have partnerships with INSPER and FP. So if you did in one of these institutions, you can apply for a master without the GMAT. You have a waiver.
Okay. Let's talk about a requirement for the bachelor's, Carlos. We have a question from Katerina. She is asking, how do I recognize my high school diploma to enter the Bachelor in Business Analytics? What does she need to do as a bureaucracy to get her high school diploma recognized?
So what she would need to do is that she would need to have her high school diploma translated to English by doing and apart from that, like if she's from Brazil or other country in Latin America, she would need a 1 year of university, or she can apply for the pathway program.
Okay.
So she could apply for, she would need to have her high school diploma translated to English, and then she can apply for the pathway program that has the an English test score.
Okay, and since the academic year in Brazil, Latin America is different from Norway, let's say if she graduates this year from high school, does she make it in time to apply for next year?
If she graduates in December, that's what usually happens in Brazil or Latin America. She usually will graduate in December. She will be able to start the program in August, next August. So let's say she graduates in December 2019, she'll be able to start the pathway program in August 2020.
Okay. Here is a very interesting question for both of you. what would you say is the main benefit that you have received from studying BI? Can you tell us one thing, the main thing that, the main benefit of studying in BI Business School?
I would say that like BI is not only a very well accredited, well ranked institution, but also a very welcoming place. Like it's you really feel well here. The environment is pretty good. The education you get is top quality, and at the same time you are in an awesome country, a developed country, a welcoming country, a country which gives you lots of opportunities. It's a very good experience in general, I would say.
I would summarize it in one word. I would say exposure. You get exposed to people from all the world. I have classmates and colleagues from Middle East to Asia to Eastern Europe to Western Europe, Latin America. So you get to see how people think. It's amazing. You might know somebody from the neighbor country, but once you go a little further away, you start noticing even bigger difference. So how I think it's very different how my classmates think. So it's not only the theoretical or industry-oriented part of BI imparts to you, but it's a very well-rounded, exposed environment. Your professors are top quality researchers, but also they work in industry as well. So they can impart this overall exposure they have to you, and so you can apply it and learn from people.
And you're not only you are both on a very international institution in what is a very international city. So you get just people from different backgrounds and different experience, and it's really nice to share this with people. It's really nice. You learn a lot in different countries. I have the greatest stories from China, from Japan, from Australia, from Mozambique. I have seen from Mozambique. It's really
And
nice.
when you're working, for example, with case studies, you start discussing the cases and you see the differences, and you want to approach something one way, but you start rationalizing because the other person doesn't want to do it that way, and you see very patent differences in ways of thinking. So I think that's a very, very important benefit.
You become very open, I would say.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for this insight. I remember, I just would like to remember our participants that they will receive an email with all the info, and that you should submit your questions using the questions and answers section. We still have a few minutes to go, so if you have any doubts, if you'd like to know anything about the programs and about living in Norway, just write to us. We have a question about, you were talking about your colleagues just as of right now. So can you tell us what your colleagues do for work? Do they work in companies? Do they work in NGOs? What are some of your colleagues doing currently?
Well, they're all over. Some of them have started working at the largest bank in Norway. Some of them have even started their own investment companies, for example. If we're talking about temporary positions at BI, we have research positions, we have student assistant positions in different offices, which range from in international offices working with international student exchange partnerships, or for international recruitment like us. And we do have a very wide range. Some of my colleagues have started working at Norges Bank, for example, which is the central bank of Norway. Mm-hmm. So it depends on your profile, your background, and your connections as well, and academics. So that is very important. We have very wide range of opportunities.
Yes, from the looks of it, it looks very broad. The opportunities are numerous.
Yes.
Okay, Francisco, you were talking about partnerships. We have a participant that is interested in knowing the partnerships with other universities.
Yes. It depends on the program you're in. That will determine which specific universities you can go to. Some of them are just limited for finance, for the finance program or marketing. So it depends on the program, and it ranges either in the fall or in the second or third semester for masters. So it depends a lot. But they're top quality schools, very similar to VI's level, and we hear very great stories when people go abroad and they see difference in quality. Of course, you have to compare, right? But the experiences are great.
And when it comes to the bachelor programs, if you take the international business track, as I was saying, you have plenty of options as well for exchange. So you can go either to Europe, Asia, Latin America. Have plenty of options for international business.
And of course, the courses you take have been approved by BI's management, so they will be validated. So there's a thought process behind the partnerships.
Okay. Carlos, for the bachelor degrees, is there a thesis to graduate from these programs?
Yeah, we have a bachelor thesis here. At the last semester, we do this, but we have all teachers and colleagues. It's not something we should be afraid of.
Because at least in Brazil, the thesis is this very important nerve-wracking thing. So that's why I guess this participant was asking about the thesis.
Yeah, like we have like the exams that we do, they already prepare us to write that kind of essay, and we have plenty of support from teachers and people that help us on this process. We are very well guided here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll take the opportunity that we are seeing the slide of life at BI, and this is a very good question. Does life in BI include sports? Do you have a gym? Do you have events for sports? I guess also snow sports, maybe.
Yeah, we have a gym on campus. As we are on the first floor here, 2 floors up, we have one whole floor which is a gym here. So you can't escape. You need to exercise here. I thought I would escape it, but I have to do it still. And apart from that, we have the societies. We have plenty of sports societies. We have golf society. We have tennis society. We have football society. We have basketball society. I was in sailing society. So we have plenty of options here.
Yes.
So, and we have, of course, the winter sports, and I think we have more than 20 sports societies here.
Yeah, we have hunting. We have
hunting, and
outdoor
hiking, cross-country skiing, tennis, golf. Yes. So I never sailed before, and then I sailed the first time with.
I guess this is a very interesting topic because everyone is raising their hands. So they, of course, are excited to hear about all of these options that also are part of life at BI.
Yes, and if you're not into sports and are completely on the other side, we have a gourmet society, for example.
Yeah.
So what they do is they organize weekly gatherings and go to different restaurants around us or cook themselves. And we have a society for everything.
Yeah.
And they're very well organized. They have a budget and they make activities. And
we have specific societies, private equity society.
So the students get free time to do these extracurricular activities.
Yeah, they participate in the societies and they get positions there. They could be president of the society, they could be vice president, they could be responsible for finance of the society, they could be ambassadors for the society. They have plenty of options. Something really good on the CV, right?
Yes, and you need to take your mind away from studies sometimes. You have this opportunity. And there are plenty of opportunities, and you can just be a member, or you can be part of their board. So you'll have an interesting time. Get along with students. So it's very nice.
Yeah, we have a bar society.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. So we talked about the scholarships, we talked about the requirements, English. Let us know if you have any other questions, guys. We still have a few minutes to go. And remember that if you are too shy to send a question right now and you want to get in contact with BI, you will receive an email so you can contact BI directly in the following days. I guess we're done with it. I would like to thank Francisco and Carlos once again, and I'll leave you some minutes to give any final tips that you'd like to the participants.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. Personally, Norway has been a great experience, both academic and as life experience in general. So we encourage you to send us an email or visit us in the blog, Instagram. We're there 24/7. If you have any questions, no matter how silly it might look to you, we're there to help you. So it's a great experience, and contact us.
Yeah, we really encourage you to apply to learn more about us. If you have any questions, you can contact us. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you have raised your hands, Aldair and Elizabeth. Do you still have some questions? We would love to answer them. Let us know. You're all raising your hands. I guess it's a good sign that you have enjoyed the webinar, and I think it has been a great session. And I thank Francisco and Carlos once again for taking the time to being with us, to explaining, to telling us what it's like to study in BI, living in Norway. Guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been a pleasure to have you here. I have enjoyed it very much, and I hope to see you in the next webinar. Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.